Firearms on these.
Thank you.
So we need to make sure there's no powder there. He's either going to give that musket a flick, or he's going to give it a good blow to make sure there's no powder laying there. Then, as they say in these fancy drill manuals, he's going to cast about his piece. Well, it means he's going to put it in his side so he can get access to the muzzle. Hanging across his chest is a bandolier. Each of those wood bottles is filled with enough gunpowder for one shot from the musket. We pre-measure these because in the heat of battle, we don't want him measuring powder. He might make a mistake and blow his musket up. He then becomes combat ineffective, if not a casualty. Now he's going to pour that gunpowder down the barrel. And if we were loading a shot, which we are not, we're just firing blank powder charges, it would be at this time that he would either take one from the pouch at his side or spit one out of his mouth down the barrel. Now he's going to take that scouring stick, he's going to pack all that firmly in the breech of the weapon. And he's going to put that scouring stick back. Now he's going to recover his piece, and he's going to give that match a good blow to make it nice and hot, and stick it in the serpentine. And he's going to test that match to make sure it's striking the proper place on that pan cover. Again, that's why we want to remove any powder that's on the top there. We don't want this weapon discharging prematurely. Now he's ready to fire. So he's going to face a safe direction downrange. We're going to give a warning. Have a care! And he's going to fire. That is the matchlock musket. Seems like a lot of steps to go through to load, but he is capable of firing at a rate of 3 rounds a minute. That is quite fast. You're getting there. The next weapon he's going to demonstrate is a wheel-lock pistol. The wheel-lock pistol comes about between 1510 and 1520. By the 1540s, this weapon is in widespread use. It is a very complicated and expensive weapon to use. We are successful Reivers, so we've been able to acquire one. Notice I didn't say buy. This operates slightly differently from the matchlock. This weapon we're going to load first. So he's going to take a paper cartridge. Yes, they had paper cartridges. They appear about 1550. They're not very common, but as I said, we're successful, and we want to stay that way. So we're trying to adapt the newest technological advances to stay ahead of our other Reivers. He's going to pour that powder down, and now because we don't want that powder charge running out of the end of the barrel, he's going to take that paper wad and just stick that down the barrel as well. Keep that powder charge in place. He's going to pack everything down in the breech of the gun. And then he's going to take a key and he's going to span the piece. This is a term that comes from crossbow. Crossbows were cocked by spanning them, pulling the string back. He's going to wind that wheel that's inside. And then he's going to take the pan cover, the pyrite lifts the pyrite up, and he's going to take a very small amount of that priming powder. He's going to pour that into the dish on the side of that weapon.
Is the priming powder quality enough?
Powder will not ignite if you hit it. Powder must have a spark to ignite. What he's going to do now is he's going to close that pan, just like the matchlock is a pan cover. This is also the safety of this weapon. It has a side effect that is very beneficial to us. It will provide cover for this in rain. These weapons will fire in all weather. Then he's going to put that pyrite down on top of that pan. He's going to point the weapon in a safe direction. And fire. This is why the wheel lock developed its reputation as being temperamental. It uses pyrite, which is very strong.
technical difficulties, please stay tuned.
So would somebody in your profession have excellent hearing?
Most likely not. You do this, you go all year round. So whenever you could, you would. So a lot of fires, a lot of impact on the
Don't be down there.
We're going to do something called port firing. Since the pyrite is not wanting to cooperate, we're going to see if it's a fault of the pyrite or if the weapon itself is too foul. In order to do this, I'm going to take the slow match, and in place of using the pyrite ignition, I'm going to dunk this slow match into the powder. You notice I am wearing a glove to do this. There is a reason. This match is very hot. The frying powder is very hot. I would not like to burn my hand doing this. Yeah. Woo. There we have our answer. Our pyrite needs change.
What's the word?
Pyrite. Pyrite is
Fool's gold. Yeah.
yes, it's a very soft flint essentially.
That's a rather large lot of flies.
In battle, had we had a malfunction like that, we would simply toss that pistol aside, moved on to another weapon. Our lives are at stake when we're fighting like this. So if a weapon is not functioning correctly, we toss it and move on. That weapon is no longer of value to us. Now you're going to get to see the way that these matchlocks would have been employed tactically by the Reivers. Reivers usually would ride to their target where they're going to fight. The reason for this is you don't want to fight your next door neighbor. You want to go someplace else where they don't know you. But you need to get away quickly. So they're going to ride and they're going to dismount and they're going to move tactically to engage their opposition. Now, if you notice during this drill, when I was showing you how the weapon is used, the butt of the weapon never touched the ground. And this is why. Even regular soldiers doing this, we're expected to move while reloading. Doing what we do, that's got some certain advantages to it. And you did notice one of the gentlemen there tapped the butt of his weapon on the ground. This is a trick called Swiss loading. You can get away with doing that the first couple of shots. If you try doing it more often than that, you're going to turn your musket into a pipe bomb. It will, however, make you faster your first couple of rounds.